Welcome back in, everyone. Thanks for joining. I'll give everyone a couple minutes to get in here. Still a busy night for us, so still working a little bit, but back for Mondays with Mike again. And we'll see who actually joins this week and get some chat going. And just text a couple people, remind them. Figure they would know since it's every week now. All right. All right, so if you guys are in here watching, go ahead and make a comment. I don't know if I saw which one it is. Probably the K20 or whatever. They're coming, the hybrid one. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, pretty much junk. I guess we'll see what Honda decide to do as a company. But if you kind of ask me, they're really giving up a lot of room for Toyota to do some cool stuff. What's up, Thomas? Welcome in. Thanks for joining, guys. Let's get some chat going tonight. Here to answer questions about car parts and all the cool stuff for you guys. Oh, nice. Cool. Yeah, the Brevos are a nice upgrade. The only thing, like I've said on the chat here, is they're a little heavier rotating mass compared to some of the other options, but they will look good on the car, that's for sure. Yeah, so another busy day for us here. Mondays are crazy. And definitely July has slowed down a little bit, I would say probably the last week. We're definitely noticing the kind of everyone's on vacation, spent money. Maybe the IT outage thing hurt a lot of people with orders. Usually just cut the shields. What's up, Steven? How you doing? I was going to say that this episode was sponsored by Kevin today. I don't know if you guys saw. Maybe you didn't. I don't know. We're pretty big in a lot of the groups, and we were in one of the groups this weekend on my Saturday night, and some guy asked for a recommendation in a car part and gave my honest truth about what's the best tuning device for the newer Civics, and had some guy that just went off on me in the group, which was pretty hilarious. But he ended up making another private post about it and complaining about my business, that I'm too involved in the groups and I need to be banned. And so I think it kind of backfired on him because he had to duck his tail between his legs and run home to mommy that night. So thank you for those who supported us in the chat online on Saturday when I was trying to enjoy my semi one night off and I had to deal with this clown. I swear every time these kind of things happen to me, it's always on a Saturday night and I'm always enjoying like my night with my wife. And I get into it with this guy and he totally just kills the night for me. So awesome, man. Yeah, that downpipe got out way faster than I thought it was. So that's a good thing. Oh, he was just in the 11th gen group, getting mad that I promote my business on Facebook. That's basically what it came down to. And I was basically saying on the 11th gen, the K-Tuner is much better than the Hondata, which it is. And he didn't like that I put that online. So I said, well, if I'm trying to make money, wouldn't I actually want to promote Hondata since it's $790 versus $449? So yeah, it was kind of funny, but he deleted the post. So yeah, the TLX downpipe will be nice, man. It's a good upgrade. Definitely about 15 wheel horsepower with the stock turbo, and the quality is awesome. So Rich does some really good stuff at RV6, as you can see from some of the releases. I don't know if people have got wind of the new turbo stuff that they've had coming out. I do know they have L15 rods and pistons coming out from RV6. So definitely some stuff coming out, some new things coming down the line for the 1.5. But yeah, thanks for tuning in tonight. I got my trusty glass of wine and ready to answer questions or just even chat between yourselves or whatever. Yeah, you don't need a tune on the car. It will throw a check engine light most likely off and on due to the secondary O2 sensor. Noticing that the catalytic converter is higher flowing. Honda ethanol, they basically offer just basically a fuel system. There's other ways around it too if you want to use like the full race high flow pump. I mean, that's the best thing for the ethanol. They have not, Honda hasn't come up with a revision for actually using like the PRL flex fuel for the FL5 yet. You can still install it and get the data, but it's not going to just recalibrate the flex fuel tune on its own. So you would have to do a custom tune with a tuner for like E30. Oh, cool. What's up, Andy? Welcome back into the chat. Hopefully Mark Outram can join the chat tonight. He just dynoed his Integra Type S and made some shit ton of power. I think he's probably one of the highest horsepower Integra Type S's now. So yeah, RV6 have really stepped up. A lot of their stuff is very nice quality. I know some of the gear sets have had some issues, but you know, who's to say if that's even the part or just, you know, someone that's installed it wrong or just, you know, a mishap. But yeah, definitely love everything RV6. I'm trying to think of stuff going on. You guys are commenting so much. It's awesome. Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. Yeah, I mean, they never really got really into the 8th gen stuff. And then when the EPA kind of hit them with everything, they just really deleted a lot of stuff for a lot of the cards, to be honest. Racing games, the only one, if I even play games, my wife bought me a PS5. And the funny part is she plays it way more than I do. If I do, I have Gran Turismo, so I play that from time to time. The only problem is I can't be away from my phone for more than 5-10 minutes. So playing games is like every time I'm done or like there's a break in the game, I have to check emails, messages, you know. So yeah, that's just how my life is, you know. But yeah, I play that. I play a little bit of FIFA. Waiting on Grand Theft Auto definitely coming out. And I do love the Call of Duty games. I actually used to live across the road from one of their this was a long time ago, one of their head developers for Call of Duty. Yeah, just don't get when you go to a dyno, I mean, I think most people always have this thing when they go to dyno the car, they, you know, think they're going to make tons of horsepower, and some dynos just, some are heartbreakers, you know. So just remember that every dyno reads different. It's not the actual, you know, you can't compare it to other people's stuff. So it's more for what you went in and what you left with. Yeah, I don't really have time for games except Saturday nights when Kevin wants to join the chat. You missed out on that one, Andy. That was a good one. 1400 MHI2 E30. I mean, you definitely should be up around the low 500s or upper 4s. Yeah, I mean, Mark was on, I think he made a wreck 545 on ethanol and meth. Hopefully he comes in here. You can correct me. I didn't really look at it. I watched the video online, which was cool. If he gets in here, I'll shout him out and you guys can go follow his channel. He just uploaded his dyno videos of like 3 different tunes that he did. So, I mean, so here's the thing, I guess, be kind of cool if there was actually a tuner in here, but, things that you want to know before you go to a dyno. Definitely check over every single thing in your engine bay. Make sure everything's tight, nothing's loose. It's running right. The worst thing you want to do is schedule an appointment for a dyno session and then get there and your car isn't ready to be dynoed, because usually you'll lose all the money. So those are usually the things, make sure your tuner knows what he's doing. And that's another one. And make sure your tuner knows what mods you're coming in with. It's always good to, kind of prepare them so they kind of know what they're in for. Maybe they can make a base map already, so cuts down on time. I mean, the thing is, most tuners charge a flat fee anyway. So, I mean, well, I think he had one run on there. I can't remember if he used ethanol or not. But yeah, the final run was with VP fuel and meth. And that was like 545, I think, wheel horsepower, and then like 475 torque. Hopefully he'll come in here. He can clean it up. Bad and good tuners. I mean, look at word of mouth, who people are using. I mean, it depends on what you want out of your tune. The way I see it, there's tuners that are decent tuners that tune all around for people that drive their car on the street. So you're going to get maybe a little bit better gas mileage. It's a little easier to drive in traffic. There's some tuners that just want to tune open throttle and that's it. I think just talk to people and understand who tunes whatever chassis you have the best. I mean, Derek at IMW is really good. Manolito is really good. John Vega at Fearable. What's his name at RC Auto Works in Chicago? He's pretty good. He's been around for a long time. What's up, Mark? Now you can share what your car did on the dyno with everyone. Hopefully you guys will go over to his channel, go watch the dyno video, do a thumbs up, comment on the video, share it on Facebook. And soon you'll be probably posting up Andy Klein's car soon when he gets his car to the track. So yeah, Mark, you can tell everyone what you made on the dyno. There's a couple people interested in here. But yeah, there's a lot of different people that are really good in the community. Just, see how long they've been doing it, I guess you could say. And look at, different people online who have been tuning with it, how long they've had the tune running. So it's always a good idea. Yeah, Andy Klein swears by Manolito, so you can look up Manolito also. He's based in Puerto Rico, and he does e-tuning, so he can, pretty much you pay the service, and he'll send you a file and start tuning right away. So I've never tuned with him, but Andy has a lot of info on his channel about tunes from previous tuners and where he's at now, and so. Yep, I'm trying to think of other things that are up with the company or that. Just been a busy weekend. The 11th gen's slowly getting ready to get some parts kind of fabbed up. So hopefully some pictures soon. I've got the Passport finally getting some sexy wheels. So there'll be a video on that. I'm just waiting on the lug nuts, unfortunately. Obviously, they're a totally different size than normal Hondas, but wheel tire combo, I went with way bigger tires, kept the 20-inch wheels, and it still was only 61 pounds. And I deleted weight from the factory wheels. So that's a win all around for our little Project Passport. Kind of wanted to call it Marshmallow too, but our RDX was Project Marshmallow, so it'll be fun. We're not doing anything crazy with it. It's just more to like cruise around in parts and road trip car. Yeah, I mean, Fearable and TSP tunes, they're good for the most part. I'm always going to be in favor of a full custom tune. You're getting an actual tune where you live. I understand K-Tuner that kind of compensate different things on temperature and elevation and stuff like that. But I still say custom tunes are always going to give you the most gains out of anything. When they're free tunes that they hand out with these things, I mean, yes, they definitely are an upgrade over the Stage 2 K-Tuner. But I think off-the-shelf tunes in general are, they're better than what's provided. I'll put it that way. But when it comes down to it, a custom tune will always net you way more power. Hands down. I mean, you guys got to look at it. These things are basically being given away as a sales pitch and promotional tool. I mean, that's really what it is. And if you really look at it, the first thing you always buy as a consumer is a tuning device. And these companies that sell parts, they know if they can hook you with free stuff, free this, and they get you into the first purchase, you're probably going to stay with them through the rest of all your purchases. And that's what their whole plan is. So, definitely they do make more power than the Stage 2 that's provided from the K-Tuner. But they are not better than a custom tune ever. So just my little input. I'm not knocking on their products. I'm just giving you my facts and how I see it as what's being sold. But yeah. The other thing, I kind of mentioned it last week that we're working on a new business idea. So I will definitely be kind of teasing some stuff over the next couple of weeks. It's something we're working on the back end. It is not going to be Honda related. So if you guys have something else besides a Honda, you might be interested in this because we're going to start a new different company in regards to other stuff besides Hondas. So it will be a splinter company that goes off, and we can provide some other stuff. So yeah, HC's channel is pretty cool. I like a lot of their stuff. I mean, I had to correct a couple things that I kind of saw on the channel, just in regards to what I've learned years ago from some of the cars that they've been modifying. I think one was the RDX, but their videos are really good, and the guys know their stuff, and they video, modifying things really good. Yeah, I mean, we might add Kia Sedona cars. It's going to be mainly Japanese and European. So, but we'll see what we can get. I don't know. We're still kind of working on some stuff. I want the company to be a little bit basic, something that I can still continue to run, and it doesn't take anything away from Axion. But another kind of area that we're missing out on, and I don't want to overpopulate under Axion Industries because I want that solely to be Honda only. So that's why we're kind of doing it. But I think you guys will like it. The name's super cool. We're actually working on my wife's working on the logo tonight, which I've already drawn up. So she's going to try and play with it online. So you may see something of it on Instagram or something. We're buying the domain names tonight for it. And yeah, so I think it's going to be super cool. So there will be VW stuff on there. So be prepared. But yeah. Sorry, I had to enjoy wine. It's been a Monday, and it's, dealing with Kevin this weekend was quite enjoyable. So always fun having Facebook wars online, which I totally hate. But especially I get very protective over the business that I've worked on for 15 years for someone to attack it. So yeah, I mean, I'll say this too. I don't usually always get it right too with parts. We're always learning when you add these parts. I've just been with guys like Mark and Andy and working on these engines since 2018 in the Accord. And then I did a lot of it on our project RDX and learned a lot of things. And for a long time ago out there with the RDX and the Accord stuff, like, a lot of people kept pushing like these massive turbos to put on these things. And because of the fuel system, it just technically didn't work well. And you actually saw that the MHI Stage 2, which I pretty much promoted since day one, is still probably one of the best turbos all around for that car. So yeah, super cool stuff. There was a guy, I'm not going to talk too much about it, Andy, but he was in the 11th gen group and he got mad that I basically said that K-Tuner is better than Hondata, and basically came out and said that I peddle parts and push parts for my own benefit. And yeah, it got interesting. There's a couple people in here that got to witness the whole thing, and it was pretty fun. Two Step Performance got involved, and they kind of backed me up, and a couple other people, and so it was interesting. But yeah, I was going to actually sponsor today's video by Kevin, and I invited him in here. So if you're in here, Kevin, you're more than welcome to comment in the comments section, because I'd love to educate you on parts, because that's what the channel's for. So if you're in here, Kevin, say hi. Yeah, I mean, I talk a lot about, for a lot of people that continue to come in here every week, it probably sounds like the same spiel I'm giving every week, because, I have to talk about the same stuff, and a lot of people are new in here. But, the thing about a lot of these Hondas, I've owned them and actually modified them myself. So I know a lot of learning mistakes and learning stuff and install stuff that a lot of companies don't. I see a lot of companies that sell Honda parts that have probably never even touched a car like a Honda Accord or an RDX, and they're in there acting like they know everything about it, and trying to push parts out. I understand people have a business and a money to make for businesses, but at the same time, like, you can't come off in a group like everything about an Accord when you probably have never even touched one in person. I mean, it's just how it is, and it's kind of funny. There was some shop, I don't even know who they were, the other day, trying to say that they sell the most Accord parts out of anyone. And literally everyone in the group was like, no, you buy from Axion. So, but yeah. Yeah, the only new Hondata I would put anything on is FK, FL5, and DE5. That's it. So eventually, if they come out with their fuel option for the Accord, it might be an option. But for right now, it's K-Tuner for the 10th and 11th Gen 1.5s, and for the Accord and RDX and TLX. So, yep. And I'm not knocking anything on Hondata. I mean, look, they've done a lot of good things for the community. And I'm just simply stating facts. Like, those ones are better and safer to run than the Hondata ones. I don't think Hondata put as much time into those units, and have, they've spent more money and time on the Type R stuff, and it shows. So, you recommend to do if you drop the subframe? Well, I mean, most of my years of working on cars has always been on my back. I've never been fortunate enough to have a lift. So I've pretty much gotten used to just working on cars that way. It sucks as you get older, I'll tell you that. Definitely a transmission jack is going to be your best friend. I swear by them. They're just small little dolly you put under there. And basically with a socket, you just spin it up, and the whole trans will sit right on there and bring it back out. It's so good. to do. It also is great for using to drop the subframe. So you can put that portion underneath where the power steering is. It'll hold a ton of weight, and then it just lowers down, and they get pretty low. So, but yeah, I mean, if you guys have looked on here, the 11th gen with the K-swap, I had to fly back to Arizona, and I only left a handful of tools behind where the car was being stored at. So I left a jack, a transmission jack, and probably about 10 tools. I did that whole swap on my own, by myself, putting the engine in there, lifting it by myself, everything with just those tools on the ground. So if I can do it, you can definitely do it. It's not hard. Yeah, I mean, the K20 C4, it's going to happen eventually. Unfortunately, I know it would have definitely happened if Honda kept it in the 11th gen Accord. I mean, the thing that sucks is there's only really 4 years of the Accord with the engine. Now, it does help that the RDX, they kept that going with the engine. So now you have that car, which is now 6 years, which does help. So, the more the car and engine is out there, the more a company is going to say, oh, we might actually be able to invest 50,000 in this and make some money. The one thing, like a lot of people that aren't in the industry or don't really understand manufacturing, is there has to be a want for something and whether people are actually modifying them. And even though the Accord is super modiful and it still doesn't have huge numbers like some of the other Hondas. So for companies to get behind it, it takes a little bit of time. Yeah, so Andy just brought up a really great, I got into someone with it the other day, and I'm not in a bad way, I just was educating him. So here's the thing, he was asking whether an L15 is better to build versus a K20 C4. And to be quite honest, you're better going with an L15. And my reason for that, we're just talking money purposes. K20 C4 max on ethanol is going to be around, we'll just say 420 wheel, okay? A Bill L15 is going to make 420 wheel pretty easy, okay? The problem is if you want more on the K20 C4, you've got to go with meth injection. So a lot of people don't want to run that. Now the meth will get you up in the 500s, but at the same time, a K20 C4 swap done properly is well over 10 grand because, and a Belt L15, you're already going to have it probably fully modded and you've gotten bored of it. That's why you want to do the K swap. So really to really make your L15 to get to over 400 wheel, you need rods, pistons, I recommend sleeves, and you need a fuel kit, which we sell. Sorry, but I'm peddling parts. That's going to get you over 400 wheel. Okay. It's not that much money. K20 C4, 3 grand for the motor. Okay. We're talking a decent motor. I'm not talking a high mileage one at 25. You're going to have to get a Type R trans. Type R trans now is 25 to 3 grand. There's 6 grand just starting. You got to remember the engines don't come with a turbo. Most of the sensors are fucked up. You don't have a clutch. You don't have a flywheel. So there's another grand right there. Turbo, cheapest one is going to be 1,300 with all the hardware, the FL5 turbo if you wanted to do that one. You still have to fab the intercooler pipes. You need a bigger intercooler because the L15 one can't really keep up with the K20. You need custom axles, which are $1,900. You need the motor mounts from the FL5, which are $600. So this is where I'm getting into the math. I mean, you guys can instantly see it's over 10 grand with not even really doing anything to it. And if you're not bolting on some of these other turbos, you're not making over 400 horsepower. So it's easily $10,000 to $15,000 to do a K20 C4 swap correctly. So I always say to people, stick with the L15, build it, and have fun with 400 wheel. Now, will it last as long as a K20 C4 at 400 horsepower? No way. The bearing material is hardly anything on those. The 11th gen Civic actually has more bearing material, so it will last a lot longer than the 10th gen ones with more power. But still, price wise, I mean, personally, it's going to be better. Now, for me, I want the most power, so I'm going K series. So, but I'm different than most, and I have a business to promote, and I want to do the biggest thing I can. So, all right, back to some of the questions. Let's see. The FK axles won't work because the spline count won't go into the SI ones, as far as I know. Now the Accord axles probably would, those would work. I'm trying to remember though. I haven't even got to that part of the whole swap yet. But I know on the 10th gen, they need to be custom made because the length of them are just not right. That's mainly why they need custom ones. There's actually a dude with a 10th gen that just went through this and spent like 9 months waiting for custom axles to be made, and then had to like get a lawyer involved. And I know they're the same in the transmission, but are they the same on the outer hub? I can't remember if they are. I know the hubs are different, so I just don't know if the spline count is. But yeah, I mean, that would mean the FL5 axles would work. Yeah, I just haven't checked that part yet. But that's good to know because I really don't want to. Well, I'm probably going to end up going with drive shaft shop axles anyways, because the stocks are going to go kaboom pretty quick. But I haven't got to that part of the swap. All-wheel drive conversions, just no point. I mean, honestly, I mean, Andy and I both are talking to the same company that do a lot of stuff. And if you even noticed half of the price of this stuff, you're looking at $30,000. I mean, it's insane the amount of work and the parts that you have to buy. I mean, you have to buy a whole new billet housing for the transmission because there's no Type R all-wheel drive transmission. So you need to use the K-Series one, but you need an adapter for the older K-Series ones to work with the K20 C blocks. So, yeah, I have several hybrid racing ones. I think was one of the first dudes just to test it out on the engine when they came out. Those are out of stock though, and they have been for a long time. Well, that's good to know, dude. Even though he canceled his order with me, damn it, and I lost a shitload of money. Yeah, the K20 C2 project's always going to fail because those, I mean, if you look at the eBay turbo kit they threw on that car, who would even put that on their car? Thing looked like complete garbage. I mean, I appreciate the people trying to like be someone different and do something like this, but the ECU doesn't technically allow it. I don't know what ECU they're using. Maybe they're throwing an SI one in there or whatever, but whoever's tuning it or whatever they're doing is completely wrong. But I know they've blown like 3 motors. Yeah, it's probably why. Yeah, I mean, that motor should be able to hold a little bit more power than that. It's pretty puny. I mean, I don't know why those dudes just don't swap in like a 1.5 turbo. Cool. Well, welcome in, guys. There's actually quite a lot of people. If you're in here for the first time, go ahead and comment. Leave a comment if you have a question for us. Love to answer it. And help you guys out on parts. So obviously we are a parts business and appreciate everyone supporting us. And you can check out our parts online. Yeah, I've never even got involved in the K20 C2 stuff. I know there's probably a lot of money down the road in that whole sector. But yeah, I'm like, I think you would be way better off if you had one of those engines. I would definitely say swap to a K20 C4 and spend the money, because it's night and day difference. I wouldn't even invest putting money into a C2 motor. I'm sure someone's going to come up with some magical concept with those and they'll make 300, but at the same time, it's like you're still only making 300 and you just spent like 10 grand. Oh, man. Andy, when are you taking the Accord to the track? How long are you out on that from that happening? Yeah, I mean, like I always tell people, I get the question I get the most, especially on Instagram, is I have these kids that message me on there, and obviously you can tell from the chat, hey, bro, what's going on? I got all this money to spend, and, I want to swap my CVT for a 1.5. How much work is it to put in the manual transmission? It's like, just sell the car and get a 1.5 with a manual. I've never understood that. Like, I understand swaps, but I just don't get someone that wants to swap the transmission. It is so much damn work and money for like no gains. I mean, yes, the 1.5 manual is way faster, but for the amount of money you're spending, it's ridiculous. Yeah, the only thing probably usable on that C2 is the block. Well, real quick, everyone, just thank you for coming in and joining me tonight. Again, I appreciate all of you coming back week after week and supporting the channel, even though YouTube will not pay us, but that's fine. I'm here to give out some good information. I got an email the other week that they refused to pay my account. No idea. They don't really give you an idea, but they basically say in the thing, well, if you want to dispute it, you need to do a 15-minute video on why we need to pay you. And I'm just not going to spend the time to do that. So yeah, pretty lame. Cool. I'm like super excited, dude. I'm probably going to be on my like wedding trip, and you're going to be taking the car to the track. Well, I have a spare L series block if you want it. That's already sleeved if you want to get it. I have a dart and sleeve block sitting in the garage, with no home. So it's a brand new OEM block, ready to go. So up to you if you want it. I've got it. Yeah, I pretty much wanted just to keep the YouTube because it's, people at least get to hear about the company in one way or another. So I could care less whether YouTube pay me at this point. So, the channel keeps growing. Maybe one day they will. I don't know. Fact is, I've almost got 9,000 subscribers, so that's pretty cool. So And we get to keep bringing out good information for you guys. So appreciate everyone. I'm trying to think of anything else new that I know of. Not really. I got a lot of PRL parts in stock if anyone needs anything. And if you guys want to place an order, just hit me up online. Like I said, if you do a couple parts together, maybe I can do a deal on something. So, but yeah, getting ready to actually go on vacation soon. So I'm excited. Anyone catch the racing from F1 this weekend? Yeah, we love to sell our PRL. Oh, I have my other little thing over here that I keep in the office. I got to bust this out because it actually is pretty cool. I don't know if you can see that, but only a couple people got these. So you know what's up if you got one of those. They're pretty heavy. Sorry, I'm just reading your comment real quick. Cool. Awesome, man. Like I said, if you're going to do a custom tune, I would wait to put on as many parts as you can. You can pretty much run almost every single part on the car without a tune, except for the turbo swap. So just keep that in mind. I don't want you wasting your money and then you add a couple more parts and then want another custom tune because it does cost money. So, yep. But yeah, at least you got an inlet pipe because they're out of stock now. And they're probably going to be out of stock for quite a while, I'm pretty sure, because PRL have been out of stock on their Type R ones for a minute. So, yep. If you guys can, do a thumbs up on the video. Click the little thumbs. Really appreciate it. It lets YouTube know that the stuff is worth watching, I guess you could say. I will be throwing up some videos on this week. New stuff. I can't remember what else I videotaped. There's a couple things that I stockpile a couple of my videos sometimes when I have stuff roll through and maybe we're packing up someone's order. So I usually try to do some stuff. Just got a bunch of Acuity stuff in. So I did another big buy on some stuff. So mainly shifter stuff. And so that way we have more in stock and try and get you guys stuff really quick. I've really tried to work this year on our shipping times, trying to get them down more to like 2 days mandatory. And I think we're getting there. Obviously not every order can hit 2 days, but I'm getting there. So. Oh, cool. Yeah, those are really nice, man. Acuity has an install video if you need like some help. I suggest watching it before. You can watch our video on it too. I kind of go over the stuff based off of other, Acuity shifters and knowing their parts. Oh, cool. The thing that sucks about these brakes, Andy, is I have like 3 people waiting and I never get tracking numbers from them. And I hate it because it's like, I never know when like they get shipped. So hopefully they did. They were waiting on brackets and I know the brackets were being done last Friday. So I'm pretty sure they shipped today. But when you get them, you got to show me what you think. They should look really cool. So yeah, the hybrid racing detent spring's pretty good. There's a lot of stuff when it comes to the shifter. I mean, the shifter's great. The detent spring's good. The cable bushings are good. The other thing that's really a must that you guys overlook a lot is the clutch line. Going to a stainless steel clutch line is a huge difference and better fluid because you got to remember your clutch fluid is also shared in some cars with your brake fluid. So yummy. Cool. Well, let me know if that's what they are. I'm pretty sure they are. Those. I haven't seen a tracking number from them, so that kind of sucks, but Pretty much when I place the order for the Willwood stuff, the phone number is always attached, usually an email. So that way, at least if they update, you kind of get it from the shipping company. Cool, guys. Well, we're getting close to the end for tonight. I know you guys are bummed. Yeah, the Paragon stuff's nice. I wish I could get it. I don't know. I should probably reach out to them. I don't know. I have so much stuff in my day to get done. It's like almost impossible adding these new accounts right now. I can't even like stay on top of like, we're really trying to like grow our off-road division with Honda because the money's so good in that sector and not a lot of people really get into it. So I think there's a nice little niche in there. And plus I own a Passport. So we've been really working on that. So, oh, you haven't found those yet, huh? I can get the Belax if you want me to get you a price. I just have to go online and actually search because their stuff's kind of difficult to actually find. But if you want, I can tomorrow. I promise. Rear brake upgrade, you're not really going to get one. You can just get rotors and basically pads. The e-brake kind of throws a big lame-o in that one. We're going to be the first company that I know of on the 10th and 11th gen platform that will run a custom rear brake setup. So there you go. But that's because I'm not running the factory ECU, so I'll be able to get away with it. But yeah, we'll have a staging brake and a little like 5-pound Willwood kit out the back. So every little bit of weight helps. Yeah, I remember when I bought my Belax, especially the beadlock. Oh my God, it was like $5,000 for a set of wheels. It was cringe. I mean, I was like, this is horrible. And then you see them on the car and you're like, okay, it's worth it, but still. Yeah, the subframe stuff is good. I recommend, I don't even know if Full Race have them anymore, but the traction balls are really nice. Getting some of the stiffer bushings in there helps a ton, especially in the A-arms. Yeah, I mean, the rear brakes don't do a ton on these cars anyways. I mean, if anything, you would just want to get a lighter rotor and be happy with it. Oh, cool. Yeah, I try to stock up on the airheads as much as I can. I mean, not every single package comes from me. Some just I ship from other locations because maybe it's closer to you and it's just less money to ship. But I try to get everything out from us. We've got some new stickers too. And yeah, the airheads are always a nice touch. I started that during COVID. I thought, well, people are locked in their houses in certain states and this would be a nice little touch for someone to enjoy, maybe if they're not having a good day and maybe they're installing their car part and hating life and they can chew on an airhead. So that's why I did it and that's kind of stuck. Next up, October, we're going to continue the golden ticket, the Willy Wonka golden ticket. I don't know if you guys know from last year. We offer 5 golden tickets in product that is purchased with Axion. So I will at random take someone's box and put a golden ticket, and the golden ticket is going to be a voucher for free money off in the website. So definitely keep a lookout for that. I'll probably launch it at the beginning of October. It runs for most of October, and then you've got about 3 weeks to spend it. That's the only problem because I can't give away product and then have these stupid Black Friday sales happen and just be like completely out of money because a lot of the manufacturers really discount a lot and we don't get help from it. So have you been watching some of the Skunk 2 videos online? If you guys want a good laugh, go over there and watch the owner of Skunk 2 smoking his stogie. I used to live down the street from Skunk 2. I've known a lot of those guys for over 25 years. So The owner is pretty funny, and I just wish there was still a lot of shit that was going on back in the day between Skunk 2 and Prianto and all that. It was kind of fun watching the drama for a long time. I feel like that's all gone now. Yeah, a lot of people call it junk too. I mean, not every part can get manufactured right. Look, like when some parts get made in China, there are quality control issues. But I mean, that's just what it is, you know? I mean, most of the Skunk 2 parts I've always touched or held, or I've liked everything that they've made. I mean, to be quite honest. So, I don't know, maybe people have different views on it and had a bad, you know, one thing in life, never listen to just one person and what they feel about a company, because to be honest, they could have had one bad experience. And in this entitled world of, you know, a lot of babies out there, it's so easy just to badmouth people over something so small. So 11 Gen SI, which intake would you recommend? I definitely would recommend the PRL HVI. All out of stock. Everyone's out. I blew through all of those because of the PRL cell. I do have the short rams. The only downfall of the short ram, it is loud, which a lot of people love. You can hear the turbo. It does suck in more hot air, so you're not going to make as much power until you get an intercooler. So I'll leave it at that. They're $100 less. So if you plan doing an intercooler, then maybe just get the short ram. And they also work with the inlet pipes too. So I have them here in stock. Could ship you one tomorrow. Haha. Yeah, I came up with the idea last year because, you know, October is such an odd month for sales because everyone kind of seems like, well, I'm going to wait till Black Friday, and they just weren't buying as much in October. And I thought, well, here's a way I can bring some people in to buy some stuff and help people out for supporting us. So hence the golden ticket. So yeah, you'll see those float around. I think I did 5 of them last year. So maybe there'll be 6 this year. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, if you have an intercooler, it's gonna help a ton, obviously, because it cools it down. But yeah, in the summer, it gets hot with the short ram. Well, thanks guys for tuning in this week. I really enjoyed it. We will be back next week and the week after, but then I'm gone for one of the Mondays, so I will be in the Florida Keys. So yeah, but we'll be back next week. You can tune in and ask us questions. Like I said, if you've got friends that need parts, make sure to give them our link on our website. If you do have another car you're looking for parts, I can get tons of car stuff. So just always send us a private message. I can do a PayPal invoice for you for whatever you need, since it's not on the website, and maybe help you out on the cost. So anyways, I think I'm going to bail out of here tonight and go watch some TV, actually do some emails when I get off here, because there's so many tracking numbers that I have. And thanks everyone for tuning in and supporting us. Appreciate it. And hope everyone's having a good summer with their families and friends. And we'll see you next week. Thank you for the ones that supported us on Facebook. I appreciate you guys. Really, really do. And I definitely notice the people that do shout outs and rep our name out there. You were definitely noticed, especially you, Steven, for the other night. That was awesome. So thank you, everyone. I really appreciate it. Make sure to go watch Mark Outram's video. He's up there somewhere. What's it called again? It's a long one. If you scroll up through the comments, it is, where'd he go? Integra Type S Performance. Go watch his dyno videos and make sure to thumbs up. You guys need to support each other, and go like each other's videos and watch some videos. So, all right, guys. Till next week. I can't even see where my end screen is. All right. Thank you, guys.